Yo, yo. I think what's crazy, I have yet to show off this new point of view. How we doing today? Damn. Mm. Let me get this shit right. Hold on. I know I'm literally like half in, half out. That's because I'm just I'm looking at my side camera. Yo, one thing is definitely with these little strips right here. I'm just like, I'm looking here. The two monitors thing, right? My main monitor is right here, right in front of me, right here. But we got this other monitor right here where I'm just like, hold up. Hey man, I hope you're not. Hey, I hope you're not feeling too bad. Hold up, let me just. Man, sorry to hear that. Hold up. There's a few videos I do want to watch before I start working on this stuff. My man really definitely built weird. It's a small ass little chop. Jesus. Oh, that's just Street Fighter Five uppercut. Why is Sagat built so veiny? Jeez. My man Sagat look like he's geeking, bro. Hey. Oh Lord. That shit goes nowhere. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, hold on. Give me a second, y'all. I thought there'd be some bigger changes. I don't lie to you. Wow, the fact that you got all the time. My fault. Jeez. Yo, SNK, we need to talk, man. What's going on with this? This got to be the most outlandish guile flat top I've seen in my days. Yo, I've seen Capcom try to make his flat top smaller, but I've not seen them make it bigger, bro. That shit's damn near bigger than his head. Nah, my man Cam was out here putting them hands on him, bro. I won't lie to you. Oh, not that crazy ass dash. True, that's true. You gotta bring out this banger again. This banger? Who made this burger, man? Oh, nah, bro. What's going on with the... Hold on. I know they're not trying to just... He said, mind you. Oh yeah, I forgot. I keep forgetting. One thing I always keep forgetting is that this shit does not.
Once more, he almost gets his wish as Ryu battles his way past Dean's.
Oh, yeah, whatever. I don't need ad blocker, man. I'm good.
Entire tournament leading up Bison. And as they start fighting, completely out of fucking nowhere, Bison gets socked in the face by Akuma. Mind you, nobody asked this nigga to pull up. He's in this shit completely uninvited. Pulls up Son Goku Satsu the nigga, taking his life to fight Ryu while Bison's lifeless body was rotting inches away. This is the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen, bro. That was over 30 years ago. Bison still ain't get his leg back. Look, bro, he pulled up to your tournament and beat your ass. It's been 30 years since. Not once did you ever try him again. Look, man, Akuma probably hasn't ever given Bison a second thought. But you know Bison will replay that moment every night before he goes to sleep. Then he gonna try to act brand new. He talking about, do I resemble this man you call Bison? That's you, nigga! That is you! That's you!
Leave me alone!
Akira!
This may or may not be the canon storyline due to Street Fighter's lore being all over the place and not really elaborating, but I consider it canon because it's funny as fuck. He then dies a third time in the Shadow Falls expansion of Street Fighter V, in the final battle between him and Ryu, which makes it the second time he's died by the hands of Ryu. I say died, he kinda just disappeared while laughing. It's pretty funny because, well, while Bison has a lot of enemies and a lot of people whom he's done real dirty, Ryu don't really got beef with Bison like that. He's kinda just doing his job as the good guy, stopping the big bad guy, you know? His real rival, in my opinion, is Akuma.
That's true.
Both are practitioners of the Ansatsuken and are also capable of using the Satsui no Hado. What the Satsui no Hado really is rarely gets talked about in the games, but to put it in simple words, this is the kind of energy that once you give into, you become very powerful, but in turn, you lose all your human emotions and morals. Both Ryu and Akuma are capable of using the Satsui no Hado, but while one does everything in their power to repel it, the other is consumed by it. The Satsui no Hado is something that, once you embrace to the fullest extent, there is no going back. This literally turns you into a demon who wants nothing more than a fight with someone that can really go toe-to-toe with you and kill you. This someone, in the eyes of Akuma, is Ryu, but only if he really gave into the Satsui no Hado. Ryu was taught this fighting style not by Akuma, but by Akuma's older brother Goken. Pause the story right there because Goken is another one of them old ass niggas that refuse to die, bro. Just to quickly summarize these siblings' relationship, Goken despises Akuma for embracing the Satsui no Hado to the fullest extent, and Akuma despises him for not embracing it at all. So then they say, you know what? First to 5 right now, nigga. Bitch!
You wouldn't be able to handle it, dog. I got niggas over here that'll fuck you in your ass for real, bitch.
Oh.
Then Akuma uses the Son Goku Satsu on Goken. Mind you, this is the same move that he slammed Bison with, and supposedly he kills his brother Goken too. Now notice that I said supposedly, because now I'm about to read the reason as to why he didn't die. Apparently, right before Akuma performed the Son Goku Satsu on him, Goken activated the power of nothingness to separate his soul from his body, allowing him to... I'm sorry, I'm not reading the rest of this bullshit, man. This nigga literally just said time out. I have a much better time believing that Heihachi was thrown into a pit of lava and survived. Mind you, his body was a bloodied corpse, and because of that, was obviously believed to have died, so was buried. And then he didn't come back for 2 years. So what the hell was your soul doing for 2 years? Just die, nigga. Die! I understand it's a fighting game and people just don't really die in fighting games, especially not these days. But like, y'all gotta do a better job at retconning at the very least, bro. They brought him back from the dead just for one game, just to not be relevant at all in the next game. Like, was his role in the story that important that you had to revive him just to do that and not have him do anything else? Why kill him in the first place? No offense to Goken, I'm just saying, like, separating his soul from his body last second before dying to come back 2 years later. This is some rancid cooking, even for a fighting game. Like, who wrote that, bro? Who made this burger? Who made this burger, man? This is the second time I'm talking about Akuma using the Son Goku Satsu and it working, but getting retconned. They be robbing that boy, on God. But since we talking about Akuma, I've already spoken about him in this video, but I still find it hilarious that this nigga pulled up to Tekken so he can kill both Heihachi and Kazuya. Did neither, then did not elaborate. He promised Heihachi's wife that he'd kill both of them, waited years to do anything at all, and then said, let me take my ass back to Street Fighter. Them Mishima boys got it. Man, I know she was mad as hell in the afterlife looking at that trailer reveal for Street Fighter 6. Fighting games gotta be the only genre of story where 2 characters fight to the death, one dies, then wait, he didn't die, he faked his death, comes back, then he blasts 2 niggas with an orbital fucking nuke, and both of them walk away unscathed. Peak storytelling, I'll tell you. I'm convinced at this point there's at least 2 people riddled with amnesia that you can play as in every single fighting game. For some reason, it's always amnesia with these niggas in fighting games. I know y'all be getting smacked upside the head for a living, but god damn, bruh. We already talked about M. Bison fake ass ducking Akuma by pretending to get amnesia, but there was also his ex-subordinate Cammy, a blonde, blue-eyed white woman assassin who struggles with amnesia from experiments conducted on her, who also won EVO 2024. Not to be confused with Nina Williams. You also have Abel. Like Cammy, was at one point affiliated with Bison. Abel was designed to be a genetically engineered replacement body for Bison, but ultimately ended up being a failure that was to be disposed of along with the other failures. However, the blonde-haired fighter managed to escape and since then has been searching for any kind of information on his past and family. Not to be confused with this nigga. Man, I was so surprised when I found out that Abel was supposed to be the protagonist of Street Fighter 4. How is your main character not in a single one of the game's cover arts? That's ass backwards. Ryu has always been the poster boy of Street Fighter, but Street Fighter has always tried to introduce new main characters and they suck ass at it. Because every single time that character just gets overshadowed by Ryu or Bison. But honestly, it has more to do with the fact that Abel is just a nothing burger ass character. You can tell just by his fit, bro. Out of all the buff blonde white fighters in Street Fighter, which by the way, it's a lot, you could line them up and have somebody that knows nothing about Street Fighter. Guess which one's name is Cody? They're fucking cooked. They're cooked. But out of all of them, Abel is definitely the most boring. Unlike Bison and Cammy, Abel did not make it to Street Fighter 5 nor 6. Many characters from Street Fighter 4 had the same fate, which brings me to my next topic. One thing I'm not a fan of about Street Fighter is the games make weird roster changes. There's so many characters that debut for like 1, maybe 2 games, then are never seen again. And then there are fan favorites that are nowhere to be seen. Like, where is my nigga Dan? Guy, Yin and Yang. This applies to many other fighting games as well, but I genuinely don't really understand the point in introducing a bunch of new characters while also building up legacy characters just to have them never return, you know? But you know what? For some characters, I totally get it. See, this here is Hakan. And to be honest, I don't know how to tell you this, but his fighting style is oil wrestling. This nigga dumps a bucket of oil on himself to wrestle, to grab up real tight on niggas. No, I didn't just make this character up. Who said that? This is a very real character that you can play as in Street Fighter 4. Look at this dude's move. Look at this dude's moveness, bro.
Watching this shit, man.
This whole time I'm thinking this must be like some type of made up fighting style. No. This is a very real sport in Turkey where a large group of men get together, wear nothing but small, very tight trousers, then they get covered in olive oil and wrestle on the ground for hours. I'm not gonna show any footage just to save you from the situation of like somebody walking in on you watching this video and then you have to sit there and try to explain yourself. You're welcome. Now hit that like button. Hakan never saw another Street Fighter after this one. I didn't even mention the fact that this nigga's glowing red. Somehow that is the least weirdest thing about him. As it's sending down once every 5 years in an effort to bestow peace upon the world. While he is the god of fire, which would typically be a universe. I just made that whole shit up. He's just some guy that's really good at yoga. Apparently, Dawson is a pacifist. And you know, I completely respect that. I'm not gonna try to take that away from you. But I'm just saying, nigga, you in like 15 fighting games. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dawson mainly fights in tournaments as a way to earn money for his family in Broken Down Village, which is a very respectable motive. But then you see this nigga pulling up at Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Expose him! Expose him!
That's how I know you do this for the love of the game, bro. You don't gotta be no damn Marvel vs. Cap. Go home to your wife and kids, bro. Bro, if you seen the way that Dawson be doing niggas in the supers, you'd never think that he's a pacifist. But he doesn't actually breathe fire. Street Fighter gonna look you dead in your face and say that's mental powers. You telling me that Dawson's straight up gaslighting people into believing that he breathes fire? Then what is Ken doing? You also need some of that money for yourself. I'm just saying, like, Why your stomach cave in like that, nigga? God damn. Eat a burger, bro. Something. And stop walking like that.
Yeah, listen when the man talk, you know.
Necalli is supposed to be the Street Fighter's ancient ogre, a god of fighting that seeks the strongest fighters and only the strongest fighters to devour their soul. And I'm telling you right now, on everything I love, please keep this in mind, because Necalli gets clapped by like 5 niggas.
Huh? Power.
What's that?
Ogre at least got a couple of bodies himself, and also has had multiple cameos in Tekken games. This nigga Necalli pulled up for one Street Fighter game. Mind you, it's like 15 of them bitches. He pulled up for one Street Fighter game, got his ass beat by 5 niggas, then was never seen again. Let me put this into perspective, right? Necalli spends 90% of Street Fighter V mumbling gibberish or growling like a Black Ops zombie.
I have waited. You have come.
He barely speaks English, and if he does, he has this weird stutter.
Devour. Make you sacrifice. First.
That boy got punched so hard in his chest by Ryu, he started speaking fluent English. You've literally never heard Necalli articulate himself so clearly before this. His last words ever, nigga looks Ryu dead in his face after he got punched, and he said,
Why couldn't I devour his soul like the others?
then melts into a pile of shit to never be seen again. He did not make it to Street Fighter 6, bro. The only other games that he appeared in is a browser game where you race horses as Street Fighter characters. This is a very real game. I'm not making this up. This released in 2015 and shut down the next year. The other one was in Grand Blue Fantasy. This is a JRPG where Grand Blue and Street Fighter had a collab called Grand Blue Fighter 5. Basically in the game, you were allowed to play as certain Street Fighter characters and battle against others. Necalli only appeared as an enemy, so you couldn't play him. This collaboration also only lasted 10 days, so yeah. Necalli just might be the Tony Snell of Street Fighter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he was absolutely one of the more hyped characters revealed for Street Fighter V. This is like getting drafted first round pick in the NBA to getting benched on the roster of the Beijing Ducks in fucking China, bro. His design is so fire too. It's a damn shame. I'm telling you, bro, fighting game lore is crazy. They introduced a mythical ancient Aztec deity who's lived for thousands of years just for him to get punched in his chest and shit himself on the spot. He's been in as many Street Fighter games as Jin Kazama. That boy from a whole nother franchise going toe-to-toe with Necalli in terms of screen time. A pacifist, a self-proclaimed pacifist is in more fighting games than this nigga whose entire life revolves around fighting strong people, bro. And then you have Cody. No superpowers, no psycho powers, not an ancient mythical creature, no ki, no Satsui no Hado. This pasty ass nigga just strong as shit for no reason. Some of you might know Cody Travers as the mayor of Metro City in Street Fighter 6, but he's been through a lot. He's had a lot of growth since his first appearance, which by the way, he's not even from Street Fighter, he's from Final Fight.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
But at this point, more people probably know him from Street Fighter, so whatever. This nigga Cody is so strong, it feels like some type of inside joke. He's canonically stronger than pretty much everybody in Street Fighter. Like, he could beat everybody ass in that game, and the only reason he doesn't is because he doesn't feel like it. He's also, ironically, one of the only characters that actually have a street fighting kind of style, you know? In Street Fighter 4, Cody fights with his handcuffs on. I forgot to tell you that he's in prison. It's a long story. He breaks out of prison occasionally when he's bored to beat people up, then goes back into his cell with his handcuffs still on. And don't think that it's because he can't take the handcuffs off. He's one of 3 characters to voluntarily handicap themselves for the added challenge. The only other characters to do this is Oro, an immortal being who I'm not even sure that you can call it human at this point. This nigga looks crazy. Oro is so powerful that he intentionally handicaps himself by only fighting with his left arm. He also fights naked under that cloak, so while you getting your ass beat, there's a small chance that you might see some cock and balls. The other character is, well...
First, there was darkness.
Akuma only fights at full power against an opponent that he deemed worthy. For example, Oro. When Akuma fights at his fullest power, he is known as Shin Akuma. But he has a form that goes even beyond that, when he is one with the Satsui no Hado. And that form is Oni. So, the only 3 characters in Street Fighter universe to handicap themselves because they are so strong is a 130-year-old bald martial arts master, a little motherfucking demon, and a white guy from New York.
Well now, let's see if we can't do something
Hey
about
man, leave my boy Cody, man.
Cody Travers is a blonde white man, but he is that nigga.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
That is all for today's video. Learning about Street Fighter was really fun. There's so much more I want to talk about and so many characters that I haven't even mentioned that I have a lot to say on. And I already know his dudes in my comments right now mad like I ain't been talking for like 20 minutes straight already.
You're looking at me?
Yes, I'm talking to you, nigga. Get off me. I've barely mentioned Street Fighter 6 because, like I said, I have about 3 hours on that shit. 2 hours was on the character create. I'm having lots of trouble picking out a main, I'm not gonna lie. Like, nobody really stands out to me in that cast. Not that it's bad, but I'll be looking at Street Fighter 4's cast like I could have made like 6 different characters if I actually grew up with Street Fighter. I definitely main Cody. Or Guy. Anyways, I think it's time we start letting some of these old niggas die. I'm sorry, Gramps. I would have been cool with it if y'all cheated dead to take long walks at the park and love your grandchildren. Shout out to Kuma, but you getting at that age where you gotta take that dedication to fighting and put it into sewing or some shit. And after seeing what Heihachi did to Eddie and... Hey, that nigga, nah! I got the rope right here.
Oh my god. That shit was hilarious.
If I had a nickel for every time a character from a fighting game had their hair and name based off Paul, not heard me right. Paul put Star Platinum in the original Tekken game. Okay, not literally, but I mean, just look at this. It's Star Platinum. This is actually Kazuya Mishima's devil form.
Once more, he almost gets his wish as Ryu battles his...
Yeah. How come I'm not substituting alright, bro? See, that's a GOAT. Dario is definitely the type of content I definitely want to do making. Cause my man just makes a video.
Horror protagonists are the main reason as to why I view a lot of horror media as straight up comedy. Like, okay, bro, you mean to tell me you signed up for an overnight security job in an abandoned pizzeria with haunted animatronics relentlessly trying to put you in a blender and willingly worked there for 5 days straight, 6 hours, so 12 to 6 a.m., 6 times 5, 30 hours that week, just for the paycheck to be $120. You would think that would make him snap out of it like, damn, I just worked a whole week getting paid $4 an hour. I just might not be cut out for this. How this nigga gonna clock right back into doing overtime? Like, why you in night 7, nigga? Listen, I don't know what type of living situation warrants this kind of dedication, and I don't judge. Like, some people simply just aren't as fortunate as others. But to be frank, if I was you, I'd just start robbing niggas. I'm sorry. It's either I rob niggas or this whack-ass job robs me. And I'm putting my life on the line regardless. 30 hours for 620s is diabolical, nigga. Who you working for, nigga? Mr. Krabs? 1 hour into the first night, if I see one of them little ugly-ass robots move their head, no. I'm hanging up the jersey, sprinting down the door like Drewski when Birdman Goons was trying to snatch his chain. Foxy, rusty ass is not catching me. I'm out the door a new man. I'ma just start scamming people, bro. I'm forcing the manager of that pizzeria to empty the compartments of their pantaloons before I get low Travis on his buffoon self. This is just one horror situation out of thousands where it's the result of terrible decision making. The fact of the matter is, for most cases, the reason why you're there and how you got there is not what's important. It's the fact that you are there and you have to find a way to deal with that. But it just bothers me that 90% of all like horror movies and shows and games are completely avoidable, bro. Not only avoidable, it's so questionably obnoxious sometimes. Let me guess. You're visiting this abandoned haunted building, investigating disappearances or odd rumors surrounding the area, right? And somehow you didn't get the memo. It's like, damn. I heard this big-ass pit of lava is hot. Rumor has it, some people have jumped into this pit of lava and died. And never came back. Then you just do a backflip right into the motherfucking lava to see if it's true. That ladies and gentlemen, is what I like to call making the sandwich. I do, however, understand if the protagonist's occupation is quite literally to get to the bottom of whatever's going on. Police officer, security, or detective, something along the lines of that. But how you some random ass journalist, no guns, no hands, no nothing, trying to square up with anybody in a mental asylum in the middle of a forest? Miles Upshur, I'm talking to you, nigga. There are so many reskins of this predicament, notably Outlast for me, because despite it, this is still one of my favorite horror games of all time. But get this, Miles is a freelance journalist who receives an anonymous email that inhumane experiments are being conducted at Mount Massive Asylum, which is a private psychiatric hospital owned by the notoriously unethical Murkoff Corporation. And for some reason, this nigga think he Batman and goes there by himself, no kind of weapon in hand, no partners, just a fucking camera and a raggedy ass Volvo. But at the very least, they not complaining. Because you already know what I'ma say, my boy. You making a sale? I can't lie though. If you know the ending to Outlast, you know Miles is low-key him. So I'm not gonna hold you. I'm talking all this bullcrap. Whole time he do me like a Mortal Kombat fatality. My fault, big dog. But all of these games that go like that, how is it that the main character is not gonna react to shit? That's what pissed me off the most. Because in this game, you enter the asylum, and the first 5 minutes, you open a door, and the first thing you see is a mutilated corpse hanging. And bro just gonna look at it, not say a word, and walk past it. I cannot stress this enough. These horror protagonists do not value the luxury of staying your ass home. It is so underrated. If I see that corpse, nigga, let me tell you right now exactly the first thing that will cross my mind. Damn! I don't know what possessed my black ass to pull up in this mental asylum. Bitch, GTA 6 dropping next year. Let me take my ass home. I do not want to be on the receiving end of whatever the fuck demon awaken inside of a nigga cause him to do my man like this. Maybe I'll live to see a Corey upload again. Who knows? I love a good horror story that puts the main character in a serious predicament that wasn't caused by them doing stupid ass shit, as well as ones where the characters make very reasonable decisions and still die, or something along those lines. It's cases like these that can either be peak writing or just plain rigged. Watching niggas make dumb decisions and die because of it can be pretty fun, but after a while of seeing the same mistakes, it just gets stressful, bro. But watching niggas cook up a fire-ass plan and still get clapped because of some dumb, obscure reason or because it was, like, rigged, I feel like that's more stressful than anything. I swear, some of the Saw traps was just straight bullcrap, bro. Now, I'm gonna talk about Saw here, but I also like money. So while I talk about Saw, I'm gonna have some cute shit on screen, like cats and dogs and stuff. Anyway, I hate them elaborate traps they set up sometimes where there's no real way out. This nigga Jigsaw gonna look me dead in my face and go, "It's a desert eagle to the right of the chair you sitting in that got all your limbs bound. Shoot yourself in the face or this whole building finna blow up in 60 seconds. Even if I somehow manage to get my arms free to get the gun, comes to find out it doesn't have any rounds. I hate that shit, bro. There's so many traps in all of the movies that go like somewhere along the lines of that. That doesn't entirely have to do with the protagonist, to be fair. Just the writing of the movie in general. But it still sucks, bro. Anyways, I'm just saying you're not gonna see me anywhere near an abandoned building of whatever the hell it used to be. Last time I checked, both sides of my motherfucking brain function properly. So I'm okay with living somewhat of a boring life. Because you know what? I get to exercise the luxury of staying my black ass home.
Banger. One more for the one time, bro. Hold up. My man has been doing a lot.
Nina Williams is one of the characters in Tekken that are most relevant to the story, having been in every single Tekken game since the very first. So naturally, she's garnered a very dedicated fan base, I think. She's essentially your typical professional, cold-blooded, sexy assassin trope. And while I'll say that her fighting style is really unique, and also her lifelong rivalry with her sibling, Anna Williams, is cool, In the lore, for one, she's pretty fucking terrible at doing her job. In the first game, which doesn't say much about her story, one of her contracts said she is supposed to kill Heihachi Mishima during the King of Iron Fist Tournament 1. And needless to say, that nigga lived to see another like 2.5 decades. So I don't know what her excuse was this time, but all I know is she definitely got her ass whooped and did not get paid. So it was back to them ice cube sandwiches for your ass. To be fair though with Heihachi, that nigga built different. If he was catching bullets with his teeth at 75, God bless whoever got to deal with this nigga at 50. But still, that's 0 for 1. Fast forward to Tekken 2, her father is in his deathbed, telling Shorty to stop beefing with her sister, Anna. You remember I mentioned their lifelong rivalry? Well, they kept beefing for at least like 4 more Tekkens in total. Then she was contracted to kill Kazuya in the King of the Iron Fist Tournament 2. So she entered the tournament to both settle her beef with Anna and kill Kazuya. Nigga, then she goes on to accomplish neither. She was too caught up in her beef with Anna, and both of them got captured by the Mishima Zaibatsu. So we are only in the second game, and she's like, what, 0 for 4? Nigga, that's 3 air balls in a row. Maybe start passing the fucking ball, bitch. When Nina got captured, she and her sister were used as test subjects for the Zaibatsu, then were put into cryosleep for 15 years, which was the time skip between Tekken 2 and Tekken 3 that had introduced many characters and removed others. But it was also kind of just an excuse for her to not visibly age, which is why she's now like 44, looking younger than Dragunov, who looks like her fucking grandfather at 27. Despite all of the characters added and removed in Tekken 3, for better or worse, she was still here. Now these next details are a little weird, but in Tekken 3 is when Heihachi awakens the ancient ogre, for no other reason than, nah, I'd win. Then the ogre proceeds to pretty much fuck shit up for everybody. Somehow, the ogre releases Nina from cryosleep, brainwashes her, then commands her to kill Jin Kazama, the son of Kazuya Mishima and grandson of Heihachi, who, if you remember, she was supposed to kill both of these niggas and failed both times. So to literally nobody's surprise, Jin has seen every single Tekken game since 3. So this is what, like 0 for 6? You got brainwashed by a random monster. Then that monster tells you to kill Jin, and seeing as taking people out is pretty much what you do for a living, you still somehow failed. Cool. Anyways, fast forward to Tekken 4.
She was free from mind control, but still suffered from amnesia due to the cryosleep. She lost a lot of her memories, but still fell back into contracted killing. The target of one of these contracts happened to be Steve Fox, who was a boxing champion and Nina's biological son. He was carried out synthetically while she was in cryosleep by the Zaibatsu, and under Heihachi's orders, they cooked up this British nigga in a lab. Now, I don't know if Heihachi specifically wanted him to be British, or if there was some kind of design flaw within the fertilization process that led to that. But for better or for worse, she did not carry on with that contract, making it 0 for 7. I'm just saying, like, you chose this job, lady, not me. You could have been a plumber or some shit, so don't look at me, I'm just keeping track.
Fast forward to Tekken 5.
Man.
Not much happens for Nina. She spends most of her time trying to recover her past. Her and her sister apparently get casted for a movie, and in both of their endings, it's essentially supposed to be a duel to the death scene in the movie. So depending on which character you get the ending with, that character ends up winning in the end. So for the very first time, she gets a dub via mass homicide? 147, I guess. In Tekken 6, she gets recruited by Jin Kazama, being a bodyguard for him when he was in his World War III arc. But peep how she was supposed to kill him in Tekken 3, but failed miserably, right? Anyway, she gets clapped by Lars 2 different times in the story, so that's 1 for 9. But in her ending, she catches another dub off her sister. So you know what? That's 2 for 9. So far, she's 30% from the 3-point line, like she Ben Simmons or some shit. Not looking good. Also, if we take a quick look at Jin's ending in Tekken 6. 2 for 10. Fast forward to Tekken 7. The very first sentence in her profile reads, let me get my glasses for this. After failing to apprehend Jin Kazama, stop right there. That's 2 for 11. It also says she was contracted to take a target out during their wedding. The game says she took out her target, but we don't get to see any of that. And considering her track record, I don't know if I believe in it. After all of this, in the story, she ends up working alongside Heihachi Mishima. After she failed to kill him in Tekken 1, and after he embarrassed her right in front of the nigga that she was supposed to be protecting. That's 2 for 12. But anyway, the last time she's seen in Tekken 7, she tried to apprehend Jin Kazama again. And again, she failed. Miserably, actually. Jin was extracted out of the building by Lee. And then he blew up the building while she was still in it. But she somehow escaped, so I'm not gonna count this as an L. Even if you got completely outplayed and also failed whatever the you was trying to do. I'ma spare you this time because I've been cooking you this whole time. Anyway, fast forward to Tekken 8. Now she's working for Kazuya and goes through the glow up of a lifetime. Seriously, I know I've been cooking her this whole video, but she fine as fucking Tekken 8, so I'll give her that. Like, I'm not even a milkman. I like my sugar brown. You feel me? But anyway, quick summary. So right at this point in time, she has tried to kill him, Heihachi, and Jin, and failed at all 3. Yet still somehow, up to this point, has worked alongside all 3 of them when they were trying to kill the opposing Mishima, and still failed all 3 times, and did absolutely nothing of value while she was working for all 3 of these people. Yo, every time she's worked with one of them, they died or went missing shortly after. So she's failed at literally everything she's ever set out to accomplish in the past 30 years. That's 2 for 13 with Kazuya, by the way. She didn't do shit but walk around the battlefield for a little bit, do a backflip, shoot 2 shots at Reina, then she went on vacation. That nigga got slumped, so yeah. There are most likely some things I've missed here and there from the main games. But if we decide to consider the non-canon games and movies, apart from Death by Degrees, because fun fact, she's the only character with a standalone game outside of Tekken, but none of it is really canon to Tekken, so I'm not gonna count it. But if we consider spin-offs and the like, she gets some more dubs, but a lot more L's. So for her sake and also for the length of the video, let's keep it canon. I can at least respect the fact that she is a hustler. It don't matter what the occasion is, shorty's gonna be out there doing God knows what, but she's out here regardless. Except not only is she absolutely abysmal at doing her job, in case you haven't noticed, she is an awful sibling. In Nina's ending in Tekken 1, Nina steals one of her sister's heels. Bars, what the fuck? Nina steals one of her sister's heels, slaps the bitch when she rightfully accuses her, then laughs about it. Then in Anna's ending, in Tekken 2, she's showering, right? Then she steps out of the shower. Nina walks in the bathroom and takes a photo of her while she's nude. Why? I don't know. Now, this next part is probably the saddest part. But in Tekken 3, they weren't both captured. Only Nina was. Her sister was working with the Zaibatsu under Kazuya's rule at the time, and voluntarily went to cryo-sleep with her because she would miss her sister despite their lifelong rivalry. She later woke up with no side effects, but Nina, like I said, had amnesia. Now, rather than fighting her, she tries to help her get her memories back, but also tries to prevent her from becoming an assassin. And what did Nina Williams do? She slapped Anna again. She just slapped her, bro. You remember when Nina was contracted to take a target out during their wedding day in Tekken 7? And I said I didn't believe that shit. Well, it turns out her target was Anna's fiance. That's why Nina wears a wedding dress and Anna wears a morning dress. To absolutely nobody's surprise, she's also a horrible mother. But like, to be fair, she didn't ask to be a mother in the first place.
Now, it's not Tekken lore.
That shit was against her.
We talking about how how Nina's fraudulent, bro. Probably one of the most fraudulent assassins couldn't catch a single body.
Will. But like some human decency wouldn't hurt, lady. Seriously, do you hear the way she be talking to this nigga?
So does that mean you are my mother?
Don't get the wrong idea. You'll never be my son. I couldn't care less about you.
I'm like, what do you say fuck
If
me
anything.
for?
Anyways, the last thing I want to talk about is her rage art. So I'm gonna show you the rage art by itself before I say anything about it.
You're not getting away. Die in silence.
Now, before I start, I just want to say that I mean this in the nicest way possible. Die in silence. Bitch, did you just not hear the loud-ass Liberty Bell you just rung on that nigga? You know what? Fuck the bell. Let's talk about how you just emptied 2 whole magazines mid-air, upside down, simultaneously, with no silencer. You just woke up a nearby village talking about some die in silence.
I got you. Hold up. I was about to watch the Tekken lore video after this too, bro. Let me send this your way, man. This nigga funny. Oh Lord, man.
So much for silent assassin. Who calls you that? Die in silence? Right after you just gave a nigga the loudest knee-trembling back shots is crazy. Mind you, again, no silencer. Bitch, you could've just said die. This lady plays too much, bro. Like, there is no way that she's actually serious about her career path, bro. She barely even does her job. Have you seen her track record? Why people keep hiring her is beyond me. But anyway, that's it for the video. I just wanted to rant on this lady's shortcomings. She is truly the pinnacle of white mediocrity. Cause what has she done? Man, I'm just joking, y'all.
Trash. Nah, she definitely trash. Hold on, let me.
As a longtime Tekken fan since Tekken 5, I can confidently speak for all Tekken fans when I say Tekken don't make no damn sense. This franchise has been the pinnacle of seriousness and unseriousness at the same time, in literally every way possible. From the story to the combat, the characters, I feel like it's almost the perfect blend. So for those who are familiar with Tekken already, I feel like you know exactly what points I'm gonna bring up. But if you're not too familiar with Tekken, I got you too, bro, don't worry. You can go ahead and get your snacks too. I'll wait.
Hey, get that 1800, brother.
Dude, bringing a full course meal. You know what? Number 1. So normally games would have all the characters.
Mental saved.
For example, English, with the exception of a few characters here and there speaking their native language, like French, Japanese, Spanish, whatever XQC be speaking.
Oh, don't is that good? What? Yo, can you stop?
Yeah, in this game, everybody speaks their own language. Like, there is no type of language barrier whatsoever. So you will have a room full of people, and one of them will be speaking Japanese, another English, another Chinese, and another Spanish, and everybody just perfectly understands each other.
Hey, Dame Lameno, move.
You got
it. It's kind of amazing. Like, this isn't alluded to once in the entirety of the series. Wait. Pause. Because as far as what I've researched, this illusion of the absence of a language barrier has only been broken once, with Tekken 4 with Hwoarang's ending.
You're finally here!
So, what do you want?
Jin here is seen speaking English, and while it is a little broken, not only do I appreciate the realism, as well as the effort, not many people can say they are bilingual, can they?
There's no reason to fight.
You ain't got one? Well, I do!
Now correct me if I'm wrong here, but this is the last installment to do something like this. As with every new game, they've been leaning more and more towards the no language barrier thing, which is a very, you know, simple and goofy way to deal with this issue. And to be honest, I wouldn't want it any other way, because at this point it's just become a part of Tekken's charm. But interesting enough though, they've not committed fully to it yet. Lars is Swedish, Elisa is Russian, and Lee is Chinese. But they all speak Japanese, though to be fair, for Lee's case, he was adopted into a Japanese family at a young age, so it only makes sense. The same cannot be said for Lars and Elisa, however. But I think their reasoning for those two specifically is because they play a huge role in the canonical storyline of Tekken 6. So my guess is they thought that having the main character in a Japanese game speak Swedish and the second speak Russian could be a little distracting. But then they proceeded to do basically that with Tekken 7 with Nina, Heihachi, and Claudio, the narrator. I'm not sure. I'm gonna stop making sense of this because my head is hurt. They actually went a step further and said, okay, so as of right now, we got English speakers, Japanese, Chinese. We got one robot nigga that just grunt. What else? They looked at the roster of Tekken 1 and said, you know what we need? We need two furries that throw hands and bite.
Yes, sir!
Don't speak a lick of no language. They just be growling at. Two furries that throw hands and bite.
Hey, man. It's all about the king players, man. Armor King. Peak character design. There is nothing wrong with these type of characters. These characters are amazing.
And niggas don't speak a lick of no language. They just be growling at people. This is why I can't stand this game. They be having fully coherent, comprehensive, prodigious, voluminous conversations with these two freaks, and all they're doing is growling like a jaguar, but I'll never forget this cutscene for the life of me. This game will have you watch two grown men in cat masks growl at each other with another grown man that somehow fully understands both of them while in a cemetery with somber music in the background, and it'll fully expect you to take this shit serious, bro.
Don't lie to me.
How the fuck did you understand that, my nigga? Yo, God bless Marduk, bro. That nigga's a specimen. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta give props though, because like, I never questioned this cutscene until recently. Like, this game does that good of a job at immersing you. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta respect it. The crazy part is, oh, they can speak. There might be a possibility that one of them are mute, but there's no way they both are. Like, they were not born this way, and they are not transracial. They are both humans who was chilling until at some point in their 20s, they decided to don the Jaguar mask and never break character, ever. That cutscene you just saw, that was from Tekken 6. Both of these characters have been a part of the series since its first installment in 1994. So what that means is, neither of these niggas have uttered not one single comprehensible word in almost 30 years. But wait, cause it's more. I forgot to tell y'all, it's not just two of them. It's four. The first king was slain by the hands of Ogre before Tekken 3. And the first Armor King was slain by the hands of Craig Marduk after Tekken 3. Their predecessors were the foster son of King and the younger brother of Armor King, respectively. And the younger brother of Armor King,
the funniest thing about this is that there was just two of them. These niggas was just moving in. Yeah, you Armor King, I'm Armor King too. I bet we run that way.
Actively. Bringing us back to this cutscene, because the second Armor King is not even gonna break character for his brother who got put in a Vitamix 52,000 by the man who was standing right in front of him. Like, what type of dedication is this, bro? Read the room. These people are insane. Nonsense aside though, I love their lore. The first king was actually the owner of an orphanage. I don't know how that process went about, but God bless him. And the second king was from that orphanage, so that's pretty cool. One thing about the second king though, that nigga stand on business, bro. He straight up paid Marduk's bail, and they bought him a plane ticket just to beat his ass in front of thousands of people. He sent that nigga to the hospital, bro. That's my goat! And also, a little fun fact, you might have noticed my profile picture is King from Tekken 3. And what is, to me, one of the hardest fits I've seen. I cannot explain it to you, bro. That shit just has insane aura. I forgot to mention, on top of all the characters that were in Tekken 1, they said, you know what? Since we're adding two furry wrestling niggas that have long since abandoned any traditional form of speech, let's throw in a bear that know karate in this bitch. And before you ask, yes, form of know what? Insane aura. I forgot to mention, on top of all the characters that were in Tekken 1, they said, you know what? Since we're adding 2 furry wrestling niggas that have long since abandoned any traditional form of speech, let's throw in a bear that know karate in this bitch. And before you ask, yes, he be casually conversing with everybody as well. But more on him later, cause he isn't even the only animal you can play as. There's also 2 genetically engineered boxing kangaroos. And to be honest, they could have dropped the genetically engineered part and said he was just a wild kangaroo that picked up some boxing gloves, and I would have been like, alright, bet. They already be on that type of timing anyway. Since they be acting all tough and shit, like, look at this kangaroo, bro.
Lose the attitude, bro. You not like that.
There's also Steve Fox. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just British. And then you got Yoshimitsu. This guy is literally just a Warframer. It's kind of awesome. He's also seen playing rock, paper, scissors with Yoshimitsu. Why did I write that? The characters in Tekken all come from different cultures, backgrounds, and nationalities, but they all understand the universal language of these hands. And although it looks dumb as hell sometimes, I guess one good thing about it is they don't have to deal with dubbing voices for countries, I don't think, since everybody speaks their native language for the most part. Some don't speak at all, but they still got subtitles from. But anyway, that was a long one. Pause. We on to number 2. What is number 2, you ask? Bro, Heihachi. This man has, according to the creator of Tekken himself, 19 to 25 illegitimate children, on top of the 4, now 5, that are playable fighters. And he loves none of them. Nobody. He didn't even give his firstborn a chance, bro. He threw that motherfucker off a cliff at 5 years old. The original reason why was because he didn't deem Kazuya fit enough to be his son, unless he survived the fall. But in Tekken 7, the story was changed from Heihachi's words himself, saying that he had feared that his son, Kazuya, had inherited the devil gene from Heihachi's wife, Kazumi. So he threw him off because if he did have the devil gene, he'd survive it. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. That reason is dumb as f***. I don't believe it. I fully believe that after forcefully taking over his father's corporation, then throwing him under a temple and letting his father starve to death, and killing his wife, that one day he said, you know what? F this little ass nigga too. I don't think that's too far-fetched. And after seeing Kazuya's devil form for the first time, he was like, I knew it. That's exactly why I flung your ass off the cliff. Like, shut your capping ass up, bro. That's cap, bro. Stop it. Because he doesn't like any of his other children. And not only that, since Kazuya survived and came back, he continued to be raised by Heihachi. And shortly after, he adopted an orphaned Li Chaolan from the streets of China for the sole purpose of Kazuya having a rival and competition. He wasn't even interested in raising Lee if it weren't for pitting him against his own child. I'm not lying when I say he don't like nobody else. He f***ed a Swedish bitch. And when he realized it wasn't his nut that it was cursed, he didn't care about her or their kid anymore. Bro just moved on. Nick Cannon wanna be this nigga so bad. You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy. Side note, that kid ended up being Lars, if you weren't aware. And I love Lars, and I really hope he don't inherit his father's hairline, because that shit is tragic. No cap. Also, for a short time period, he actually liked Jin, I think. I'm leaving a bit out of the lore so this video doesn't drag, because it's a very long story. But to catch y'all up very quick, in the end of Tekken 1, Kazuya ended up getting his payback by throwing Heihachi off a cliff. And what? Wait, no, stop clapping. He's not a good person. And then in Tekken 2, he fully realized his true, twisted, and corrupted nature by taking over his father's organization, making it twice as ruthless. Being guilty of crimes I cannot say because you two really don't like me. But if you want to keep clapping for this barbarian, go ahead. I'll wait. That's what I thought. Anyways, I say all of this because at the end of Tekken 2, Heihachi comes back and throws Kazuya off a volcano this time. And a short time period after, a 15-year-old Jin united with Heihachi. Clap it up for Jin. That's my man, y'all. Woo! Hold on. Woo! Clap it up. I hate you niggas. Jin ended up spending a long 4 years of training and bonding with Heihachi. And you know what good old Heihachi did after those 4 years of bonding with his 19-year-old grandson? He shot him. He just shot him. But now you're probably thinking, okay, I mean, like, there's most likely a good reason for this. You're definitely taking this out of context. Yeah, he shot him because he only kept him around to lure an ancient monster whose blood is rumored to contain the source of immortality. He wanted to mix his DNA with the ogre's blood and the devil gene that Jin has to become even more powerful. So with context, this is somehow even worse. And to make things twice as worse, you still ain't hit that like button or that subscribe button. I mean, this is blasphemy. I'm gonna go ahead and give you some time to do it right now. And subscribe. You think I play? Hold on.
Stay your ass right there. Don't move. I got stuff for your ass. Do not move.
I said hit that like. Conversation with my lawyers over at Ari Incorporated. I've been advised not to motivate my viewers to hit that like and subscribe button. I humbly apologize. My fault, OG. But anyway, back to Heihachi because I'm still not done with this man. So to recap, he put his father and wife in a NutriBullet. He threw his first son off a cliff and a volcano, cast his adopted son out of the clan, shot his grandson, and has about 18 other children whom he's completely abandoned. Except for one. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to tell you this next part, but out of all the blood relatives that I've just mentioned, the only person whom he's maintained a positive relationship with isn't a person. It's a bear. You remember that bear I mentioned earlier that no karate? We kinda glossed over that one, didn't we? Heihachi taught this motherfucker Mishima style karate. He taught that bear Kuma Shinken. He taught him Japanese and sign language. Like he really loved his bear. You will never see Heihachi this happy around any of his blood relatives, dog. Hold on, I take that back. Because it's two bears. The first one is Kuma 1, who passed away of old age, God bless his soul, and his son Kuma 2. He loved both of these bears to death, and when you don't think about how he's killed and or abandoned everybody else whom he's ever loved, it's kind of wholesome. Yeah. You know, Heihachi in a lot of ways reminds me of my father. Oh! He didn't throw me off a cliff though, or a volcano, or shoot me in the head, and he don't got that yee ass haircut. Also, he doesn't father 25 illegitimate You know, I don't know where I was going with this. But anyways, on to number 3. My next point is, what the hell is Yoshimitsu? You might remember I mentioned him way early in this video, but his case is quite the interesting one to me. Because it seems like since the very first Tekken, they weren't really sure what to do with his character, so they just made him the wild card of Tekken. The only thing that has stayed very consistent about his character would be the fact that like he's a Robin Hood sort of ninja with a very goofy side, who is also the leader of the Manji clan, which is honestly, that's cool enough for me. You don't really gotta tell me anything else about him because he already has a sword and he's already a samurai, so he's already cool as f on my book. Then it says here that he likes to play video games and dislikes poor losers. How will you take from the rich and give to the poor but hate broke niggas? But aside from that, he's had a completely different fit in every single game. Like in the first game, he was a robot ninja. In the second game, he looks like he's supposed to be a guy in a cyborg ninja costume. Then in Tekken 3, he was more something along the lines of like a space ninja. Then in Tekken 4, he was an armored skeleton with butterfly wings. 5 is a lot more of a traditional samurai look mixed with the skeleton look from last games. 6, I don't know what is going on, but it looks raw as f. 7, they completely ditched every single one of those looks. Then they made him an octopus ninja with a sword that has powers. What? This sounds like I'm making it up. I'm not making this up. Though my favorite look is probably the Tekken 8 one. That shit is clean as fuck. He literally looks like a Warframe. He looks like a prime Warframe, bro. This dude really has the look of like 4 different Warframes. There's no way that he's a human in Tekken 7, bro. Those are the realest tentacles I've ever seen. Then in the very next game, they have the nerve to put fingerless gloves on him. Y'all niggas are not slick. One thing I do admire about Yoshimitsu, he has a completely different style in every single game, but when you see him, you know it's him. You could not possibly confuse Yoshimitsu with anybody else. Whether you like him or not, you have to respect that. With that being said, let's move on to the next point. Tekken 7 released like 7 years ago and nobody even cares anymore. But like, what the hell was Akuma doing in Tekken 7 lore? Like, the fact that he was a playable character does not bother me at all. But they added this man into the story for no reason. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Him being in the game was pretty hype. Like, it's pretty obvious it was for marketing purposes, but like, the way he was written in the story is just funny as hell to me. So apparently, 40 years ago, before Tekken 1 even happened, Kazumi saved this man's life, which is not elaborated on. We're just told that she saved his life at one point. Then he pledged an oath to Kazumi that if she isn't able to eliminate Heihachi, he'll do it. And apparently he's been waiting like 40 years to act on this oath. And I'd be mad as hell if I was Kazumi. Nigga, where was you at all these years? Was all the stores out of milk, bro? What was going on? Well, his reasoning was that he wanted to wait until Heihachi and Kazuya were at their most powerful. But like, in Tekken 7, Heihachi's 75, bro. 75. I mean, he's still in fantastic shape and was biting bullets and kicking rockets at 70 years old. But alright, whatever you say. All I'm saying is, World War III happened last game, buddy. An ancient demon that was sealed away for thousands of years under the earth pulled up on these niggas before you did, buddy. Wait, hold up. Did I say an ancient demon? I sincerely apologize. Because I meant 2 ancient demons. I mean, look at this one. He looked like he'd be a boss battle in God of War 3. And he's a god of fighting. Y'all are literally a match made in heaven. But anyway, next point. Some of these moves should not be doing any type of damage or just look dumb as hell. I mean, Armor King literally has a move where his breath is just stank. That's it. I mean, how hot your breath gotta be. Bro, that does 12 damage. Nina has a rage art where she breaks your arm and whatever, but like, maybe I'm like not too knowledgeable on wrestling or something, but it looks like she just gave you the greatest massage of all time before that. Like, what are all these extra ass movements? You move around me like a mosquito, bro. Get off me. Yoshimitsu has a move where he just, yeah, I don't know what this is supposed to do. He can also do this.
Okay.
There's this move that everyone with the Mishima-based fighting style has. It's called the Hell Sweep. And I love that move. It's iconic. But I'ma be real, that shit looks dumb as hell in every single game. Like, it has not once looked natural. You pause at any time when a character does it, shit looks like the most cursed image ever. The most cursed demonic stance ever. Which, I mean, it's called the Spinning Demon. But Heihachi taught everybody that. And he's only a demon metaphorically. And everybody else be shooting lasers out of their forehead. Bro spent the entirety of the franchise jealous. So what the hell is going on? And don't even get me started on Zafina, bruh. Soon as Zafina cockroach ass start crawling on the floor, I'm flaming your whole lineage. Walk away from me. Walk away from me like a normal person. But anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about in Tekken. Despite everything I said, I'm still a huge fan of the franchise. You know, I played 5, 6, as well as Tekken 10.
Man. We're not gonna disrespect the story, man. The story bad funny though. Yo, that shit was hilarious. Especially talking about Zafina specifically. Yo, I can't wait, bro, till bro starts talking about some of these other Street Fighter characters, because yo, it gets worse. I feel like my man hasn't scratched the surface on half of these. I'm thinking, yo, my goodness, I'm writing shit about Ken. Hold on, I gotta cue this.
Today's subject is slavery.
Hey, yo. bro. I can't co-sign that. I can't co-sign that, little bro. Bro, now I gotta talk about Ken. Jesus Christ, let me get the Ken gameplay. There's Ken. Boom. All right, I got it working. Let's see. I'm gonna add for Ken, right? Here you go. I'm just trying to think. No, Ken is Masters. Ken. We gotta talk about Ken players. Of course, we have to talk about the tier list. We gotta talk about what he has, what goes on, what's his whole shtick, right? Wait, what the fuck? Wait, hold on. What could I add, really? Because I'm thinking in my head, what would be really funny is if I just add, what could I add? Hold on a second, my screen acting up. Never seen it do that. Hold up. Alright, there we go. Jeez. On God. That screen just started to bug out for like a hot minute. Struggle with multiple matchups. Today, and all Ken players are just better than everyone in every other way. Not including, especially. Man. I think that's not bad. Mm. Hold up, I got you. And then let me just do this. I know what I'm gonna do. How to make the young swap. I think Chung is streaming. Let me get this. Let me just get the not TNS, but can opener in the frame, brother. Hold on. Hold on. Nah, I gotta know. These tier lists are kind of crazy. Oh, I just realized my camera's just frozen. Oops. Hold on, I got y'all. I just have to pee. I just have to pee for the. No, that's just hilarious. actually, actually, too funny. Give it a second. just throw. Okay, this is a little bit. All right, let me get this done. Okay, cool. We got that. Cause I know that can opener started. Hold on, let me see. Just so I can get it in the. No, not that. Nope. I know Chunk was literally here, bro. Where you at? There you are. If anything, I'll just make a new window. I'll get rid of these two. We just gotta make that quick delete, a quick remove, add another one. Yeah, opera, yep. You're only gonna have that there, bro. Yo, Nice. Like I said, throughout the years, he had a look that never failed you. That never failed, you know? Red gi, blonde hair, fiery, everything type shit. Alright. In every single game, he just looked cool. Not Street Fighter 5, but not Street Fighter 5. I just can't think of a single time that the design just failed, Dutch. Not crazy that Street Fighter 6 might be the best design. Might be his best design. Ken's biggest glow up is a glow down. I mean, like, yo. Yo, on the tatted up fit, the Yo, accusing Ken of nefarious deeds was the best decision. Not gonna lie, it's kind of groovy. It's kind of wavy. Hold on, let me add this to the playlist. Snazzy pre-cut. This is definitely gonna be one of those scripts again. Mind you, we need to check back. Yo, this whole Ken thing. I don't think there was another character who had this much words in their stuff, like next to like maybe Ed. You know, Luke, I put in like history on it, bro. Yeah, I was talking about Street Fighter 5. I was talking about different cool kids, bro. I brought in like the war. I gotta see who else I could watch. Yeah, Edgar. Who do I feel like watching though? We watching Mo? We watching Dual Kevin? Let's start off with Dual Kevin. What's good, Kev? There's no way I'm watching a stream of a stream of a stream, bro. No, hold on. No, hold on. Give me a second, bro. I gotta take my ventures to somebody else, man. Let me see. I have to wait for the ads to go before I could even do that, man. Let me just check this out real quick. I wonder. Hold on. Oh damn, it's too late to sign up for that? Damn. Sorry about that. I'm out here just clipping through people. I'm gonna just hop on and see what Mo doing. Do Kevin and I'll just watch. I guess I'll watch Nightmare. Oh, you're fighting Mike X? Yo, perfect. This is the footage I'm looking for. Boom. Oh, am I crazy? Unpopular opinion, I mess with costume 3 fit. Criticism. If my guessing is correct, this video came out before mine. If my guessing is correct, it came out right. Let me see. Let me see. Do I want to see Rashid or I definitely want some Blanca. I want to see how Mo plays. Not 801 Freak Bob. Yo. Hold on. Let me. Hold on. $801 Freak Bob, bro. Damn. Can't read this. Yeah. And then we have his fireball. So we have fireball. We got fireball, Tatsu, Shoryuken. With the addition of a run, Jinrai Kick, and Dragon Lash. Let me go grab some cookies real quick. Hmm.